everybody. I'm Nancy from Black Sheep Knitting in Needham, Massachusetts. I'm sitting here in my yarn shop, Black Sheep Knitting, and I have lots to tell today, or show. I have one thing that I saw this at, I'm going to stand up, I saw this shawl at the H&H show, and I thought, I have to have this in my shop, so I immediately bought the yarn. I mean, just look at this. That's just a gorgeous piece to have. I don't yet know what colorways it comes in. I'm going to order the yarn probably today. It is a cotton. It's called Cottonella. And we have some other yarns in the shop that would also work. It's one of those chainette stitch, soft cotton as you can get. So this is it. It changes color, and I think it takes 3 or 4 skeins depending on how big you want to make it, but I just love it, and I think it would bring lots of joy to your life. So that's one new sample in the shop, and the name of the pattern is called Continental Arrows Up. Maybe it's called Arrows Up or Cottonella. Anyway, I think you can get it on Ravelry. So that's one, and then another one, and I want to say this is a rinse and repeat, but I can't remember if we did it before. This is Casapinka's glamping blanket. And
we never did this.
Maybe we didn't do it. But it's made in vintage, and look how fun this would be to knit, all the different stitches in it. So it's a great baby blanket. I chose, this is in vintage worsted, and I chose what I think would go for a boy or girl. I think this is a unisex colors, and the thing I like about it is bright, and little babies love bright colors. So I recommend this. It's simple knits and purls with a tiny bit of lace. So as many of you know, we have been having a Miss Babs trunk show, which means that Miss Babs, who's an independent dyer in Tennessee, she's incredibly popular, and many of you have seen her yarns online, and then she also goes to the Maryland Sheep and Wool and Rhinebeck, the New York Sheep and Wool Festival, and I'm not sure where else. In any case, we were fortunate enough to get a trunk show of her yarns. So she asked me, we got it extended another week, so this will go through next Wednesday through Wednesday, and then we'll send it back on Thursday. The yarn that she sent us, she said, do you want more of anything? And I said, well, we ran out of the big silk right away, and this is a silk and merino. So these are the colors. This is dark parchment. These are big skeins. They have 540 yards. So you can get a sweater out of 2 skeins. This is light clematis. And there's some really pretty ones in here. This is ginkgo. This one is called Stowaway. It's for you blue lovers. This is a gorgeous blue with a tint of gray. This is Espresso. That's the perfect name for that brown. And then here's some yummy ones, my favorites. This is called Hot to Trot. I thought it said Habitat. Hot to Trot. That's Hot to Trot. And, this is a colorway of hers that I just love, called Harvest Plenty. Look at the colors in that. I don't know, that might sneak home with me. You guys better hurry up. This one, you might still have a little bit of this. All that glitters. Just faint bits of colors on kind of a creamy, creamy background. Very pretty. Hints of pink, blues. Just lovely. And coming to the end, I promise. This one is called Next Chapter. Hints of blues. And, ooh, another one that I love. This one is called Golden Anniversary. Isn't that pretty? And last but not least is Confetti.
Oh, I love that.
Isn't that pretty? I'd like to show you some beautiful new yarns that we got in from, that's not it, Earth Yarns. And these are Harvest Worsted, it's called. And this is a 100% extra fine merino worsted weight, 225 yards, and you can use a 6 to 9 inch needle. That's a lot of range in there. And the gauge is 4 to 5 to the inch. But the cool thing about this yarn I found is that it's dyed with organic matter. And so I'm going to show you the colors. This is dyed, it's called blueberry, it's dyed with blueberries.
Really?
Isn't that?
Actually blueberries.
Yep. This, you won't believe, is dyed with thyme. You know, the herb
How about
thyme. And this one is
Turmeric.
orange.
Was
No,
it?
it's not turmeric, it's oranges.
Really?
Apparently.
How do they do that?
I have no
Adding
idea.
Oils?
I don't know.
That's interesting.
It says, each skein of earth yarn sold plants a tree in Africa in partnership with Trees for the Future.
If fruit does.
How do you like that? This is indigo, which you could have guessed. Though I would have said, oh, isn't it blueberries?
So
No.
what is it dyed with?
Indigo. Indigo is
Oh,
a
indigo is the
plant,
plant.
yeah. This one is pistachio. Maybe it's pistachio leaves. I don't know. This, well, thyme is a leaf, so. And this one is cranberry. And
That's pretty cool.
finally, black grape.
Ooh.
Aren't they beautiful? And they're spongy and soft. I see a sweater in my future. And then also from Earth Yarns, and we're going to get another in the fall, a really yummy one that you're just going to, will blow your mind. But these are, this is called Spiral Grain, and these are much like another popular yarn that we know. And this is a,
Sort of their version of Spin Cycle?
it's a sport weight, yeah, their version of Spin Cycle basically. And this one's called Juniper.
Different colors though.
They're really soft.
Interesting,
And it's a superwash extra fine merino. So these are different colors from, they're not like Spin Cycle at all. This is Jacaranda and Elm. These will be online. Spruce. I think that one's really beautiful. I would knit with that. And Magnolia. Isn't that pretty? And Hickory. Look at those two together. I think she's sending us a sample in this yarn. So these people are the greatest people to work with. I just love them. This is called Weeping Willow. So they have great samples that are made with them, and we just love them. They are so soft. They're just delightful. So that's another thing that's new. We got some new colors in Sonata. And this is a cotton and silk and polyamide and viscose. So I just, is that to die for?
What's the weight?
It's a
What?
sport weight, yes. And this one is called Magenta, obviously. This one, oh, looky, look. Oh, I see possibilities all over the place. And this one is called Oasis. Look, oh my, what a great little discovery I've made. And then this one's called Cerulean. Look at that. And no, maybe not that. But anyway, aren't they pretty? So I loved knitting this, and I think I might have brought it with me. Maybe, maybe not. My Johnny that I'm doing, that I haven't finished, and you'll see why. And then some other yarn that I don't think we showed yet. We haven't shown this yet. This is called Natsumiki. And this colorway is, these are Japanese names that I'm not good at, Higashin. But this is again one of Noro's great striped colored yarn, and this is, it's DK to sport, I think, depending on what you're making. I think this would make a great summer shawl or a summer top. Or a sweat, it would be a great, I could see this as a summer cardigan, that just with all the stripes. So that's one color. This one is Shimoda. Oh, look at all the colors inside that one.
Is this single ply?
Yes, it is. No. Nope, it's a 2-ply. Because they've, well, I don't know. Looks like a single ply, but there's a lot of colors in it, so I don't know enough about weaving or spinning to tell you with any degree of
It's a great
intelligence.
one for fall.
Look at this one for fall. If you start now, you can have a great fall shawl. This is called Edogawa. Anyway, this would be perfect, and if you're a fall person, this would be lovely. So I'm embarrassed that I have not announced this, nor have I let the winners know. So the winners of our Petite Knit KAL are the following. The first prize winner is Susan Clapham. The second prize is Laura Whiteley. Third prize is Kelly Rogers. And the fourth, which I think is for the person who knit the most, Delaney Ramirez. So we will be sending you checks very soon. And I apologize for the lateness of it, but I'm sure you'll appreciate that we've been a little busy here. And so, speaking of KALs, our next one, as you know, is Rebecca Clow, and also known as Creya Bea. She has a great podcast, by the way. I really like her podcast. And so the way this runs, it's very similar to our last one. It starts tomorrow, although it starts on June 1st, which won't be tomorrow if you're viewing this. And we're going to meet on Friday afternoons. You don't have to come and be in person to participate. All you need to do is purchase the yarn and make sure you tell the person at the counter that the yarn is for the KAL, and we will give you 20% off, and then you can participate in the KAL. The KAL goes through July 31st, so you can do any of her patterns. That will mean you'll have to do a little speedy knitting. But if you come on those Friday afternoons and sit and knit for 2 hours and not chat, a lot of us chat. We're a very chatty group because we all like each other, I think. But if you give yourself, you know, a little bit of time every day, you can make progress.
Choose a big gauge and a short sleeve.
A big gauge and a short sleeve, Robin said. Or if she has a hat or a baby, I can't remember what all her patterns are. But I can show you one, I'll show you one that you can knit up lickety split. This one I've started is the Tolsta T. And Robin said, is this for a child? Well, I did a gauge and I thought I picked a small, but darn it if it isn't tiny. But I am going to block it, and this yarn blocks out really nicely, which will make it a nice fabric. She has many options for the design of it. What I chose was my own, which is typical of me. So I did 4 rows of the stripes, then I doubled that, and then I was kind of running out of space, so I couldn't double. This is 8 rows. So I couldn't do 16. I think I did 14 in this stripe. And I'll get probably one more white, and then I'm going to end with the dark blue on the ribbing. And it just has a little sleeve. I just have to finish a little sleeve. So this should finish up pretty quickly. And someone asked, and I forgot to respond, did I think this was going to bleed? I will let you know, because I'm going to wash it, obviously, and I'll let you know. I do not think it will. I should tell you what I'm wearing. This is the Northwood V-neck, made in the most gorgeous yarn. It's the modern cotton.
I'll get it.
I'm here. Yeah, I'm not going to rip this off.
Okay.
But
You want me to go get it?
no, no, you can look at it online. But aren't these beautiful, beautiful colors? I would say one thing, and you'll see how I'm dealing with it. This does not want to be knit loosely, because it does have a lot of give to it. So this, if I were doing this again, I would do it. I didn't knit this, but I would have done it on 1 needle size smaller, because it's quite big on me, but it feels fabulous to wear. And it's a nice sunny day. It's not hot out, so this feels very comfortable. So this is modern cotton. Another project that I'm working on is a crocheted and knit pattern from Tanis Fiber Arts called Jethro. So it is, and Robin will put a picture here, but it's and you can see on this graphic that it's there's no shaping really except in the sleeve. So it's, for my size, it's 36 squares, and then you put them together and you pick up for the sleeve and knit the sleeve, and then you pick up around then you do the bottom. You pick up for the bottom and do a ribbing, and then you pick up and do the ribbing around the collar, around the neck. So I've gotten 6 squares finished, and I'm alternating. So I'm using a gray, which is as the main color, and I have a bag full of DK weight yarns that I've collected, and the main color I'm using is Miss Babs Yowza, and I chose a neutral because I thought there was going to be a lot going on with these colors. So I really wanted the colors to be the stars of the show. And so I'm having and I say this, you can learn to do a granny square very quickly. Go online. We taught some classes here. Some of you already know how to do it. But you can go online and learn how to do it very, very quickly. And it's just the same darn granny square, but what makes it so fun is choosing the colors for the squares. Now, of course, you could use all the same color. You could do the same sequence on all of them. That would be boring for me, but you could do that. Or you could do the whole thing in one color and then do the outer in one other color, or the border, and you will crochet it together this way. or you could do the whole thing in one color. So lots of options there, and I'm having a lot of fun. So I only have 6 done. I have 30 to go. We'll see how this goes. But I think it'd be a fun summer project because I can carry it around. Another whip that I'm just having the best time with is it's a Crayabea, Rebecca Clow, called Leith Cardigan. And I originally was drawn to it because of the colors and the stripes. And the back is, the back and one of the sides you do intarsia, because this is a solid and then the front goes around to the stripes. What I chose to do instead was to do stripes all the way around. And I chose the most fabulous yarn called Sammy XL. It's a Pima cotton, organic from Peru. And I'm going to tell you what, if I can see this, what they say on their label, which is enough to make you want to buy it anyway. But those of you who've said, I don't like to knit on cotton, this will change your mind. And in fact, as I've been doing this, I was saying, this is all I ever want to knit on. It's so lovely. I just adore this yarn. And I started this yesterday morning, and here I am. And I didn't even knit on it last night. I just love it. And I'll show you my colors. So this is one of them. So I have this. So these are my colors.
It's so much fun to wear.
And I just can't wait to finish it.
I like what you.
It's kind of, well, this is what got me, because I didn't want to make another one of these, but I wanted something that fit me a little better than this.
The cardigan's nice.
And a cardigan in the summer. I would wear this in the winter. But you will, if you get this yarn, you will absolutely adore knitting on it. And I was even thinking, wouldn't this be lovely for a baby blanket? So if you go back to this glamping blanket, it would be so fun. Lots of beautiful colors, and stay tuned. I might finish this, in a reasonable time. And I thought I brought one more project with me, but I did not. So I have this going, and my crochet, so I'm never bored. And it strikes me that, as a reminder, we're all different kinds of knitters. So knitting terms are things like, are you a process knitter or a project knitter? What does that mean? Well, a process knitter just wants to knit, and they choose patterns because they think the whole thing will be fun to explore different stitches and different ways of doing stitch patterns, and so they knit. And some people just knit because they love the process. They have to sit down, they have to keep their hands busy, and they don't care too much about what they're knitting on. A project knitter is someone which is like me. I'm a little bit of a process, but I'm mostly a project knitter. Is someone who has an idea, saw a pattern, and wants to make that pattern because they want the object. So I couldn't think of what the next thing I wanted to talk about, but in relation to, are you a process or project knitter? Are you a monogamous knitter? That's another, or are you like me and you'll knit on 5 things at once? Monogamous knitter is someone who starts one project, only knits on that until they're finished. And I admire people who can do that. I cannot do that. And of course, because I'm in here with these gorgeous yarns, I'm looking at patterns all day long, and I see lots of things I want to do, and I see no reason why I can't do them. So that's why I have generally,
You have 4 clones, don't you?
yeah. So I have 4 big projects going right now, and then I have a few that are in timeout. And they'll come out of timeout when I feel like bringing them out, and I have not one shred of guilt about it. I have no guilt about having 4 projects. Does not bother me, doesn't make me crazy, it just makes me happy. And I think of all things in this life, we should make ourselves happy. So don't feel guilty about your stash. It's ridiculous to feel guilty about your stash. It's art supplies. We are artists. We're crafters, and it's craft supplies. You can't not have choices and things that the materials you want to knit with and work with. So ditch the guilt. It's useless. It's a waste of time. And I don't believe in guilt anyway. That said, I hope you have a great week of knitting. And remember, we still have Miss Babs going probably till Wednesday. So do come in if you haven't had a chance, or if you're like some people, they've come in more than once and bought some yarn, because this isn't going to be back here probably for a long time. I hope we'll do it again as soon as we can, but it's been a wonderful success. Okay, so I have one thing I forgot, and I want to say a big shout out to Alex, the owner of the store called Artisanista. This is a store, one of my staff members was on vacation in the Azores, which are a group of islands out in the ocean on the western coast of, well, it's the only coast in Portugal, it's west, in Portugal. And she was on this little island called Terceira, I'm saying it wrong, Terceira island in the Azores, in the town of Angra. And she found a yarn shop, of all things. And this woman, Alex, she became fast friends with her. And again, the shop is called Artisanista. And they got to talking, and I think eventually they even went out to dinner. They became fast friends. And I don't know how the conversation came up. Margaret could tell it better. But somehow they connected that Margaret works at Black Sheep Knitting, and she said, "Oh, I know Black Sheep Knitting. I watch her podcast." So here is a small yarn shop on a small island off the coast of Portugal who has found our podcast. And Alex, I want to thank you so much. That's just wonderful that you watch. And I promise you, if I get to the Azores, I will come to see you. And she owns this shop with her daughter, who does ceramics. So a woman after my own heart, because I was a potter for 30-some years, and it was my second love. Well, it was, I don't know. I was passionate about it for many, many years. So I want to say thank you so much for watching our video. And any of you, if any of you are from another faraway place, please comment and tell us where you're from, where you're listening from, and we'll give you a shout out. So thanks very much, and have a great week of knitting. Enjoy this summer weather. It's just today, it's beautiful here in Needham. So bye-bye.